Does hell exist?
It certainly exists in certain people's minds, and therefore they conjure it up and cause it to be a reality in their life. For what purpose, we really cannot understand, because it is always a choice whether people decide to live in a place of hell or in a place of heaven, wherever they may function, whatever vibration they may function in. And you will understand that on arrival to the spirit world, and every spirit arrives in the spirit world, there are things to be sorted, things to be reviewed, and then decisions to be made. And it may be that a being takes itself into a much lower and denser vibration that for them is hell. But they do not need to stay there. There are opportunities where they can have found within themselves the necessity of forgiveness, and then to accept the help that is always available to them from many beings of love and light.
Thank you. Thank you, Lindley. Stephen?
I think I'd like to add something to that. Yes, indeed. I would like to add to that. And I thank my learned friend for those very true and wise words that we just said. I would like to expand on that a little bit, if I may, and go into just a little bit more about the mechanics of heaven and hell. As my friend just said, many people choose to live in hell. And conversely, many people choose to live in heaven as much as they can. Because heaven and hell are simply mental states. And that goes exactly with what the previous speaker just said. They are mental states. What is the mechanism of this? Well, as you are no doubt aware, the substance of what I may call the spiritual plane, the realm in which spirits exist, is not physical. It's not hard and concrete like your physical plane. It is much more energetic. I mean, after all, we are all energy, and the spiritual body is a more refined form of energy, a higher vibration. It doesn't contain that hard physical form that you have. And so it is with the environment within which we exist. It is much more malleable, much more fluid. But how does one form it? How does one create out of it? On the physical plane, if you want to create, you use your hands, use tools, and you make a chair or whatever it is you happen to be making. On the spiritual plane, where we exist, and indeed where you also exist, never forget that. You create with your mind, with your thoughts. And therefore, people whose thoughts are negative, I use the term dark, but I think you understand my meaning. These people will exist in a form of hell of their own making. Consider this. How difficult is it for you, who exist on the physical plane, to control your thoughts? How many times do stray thoughts creep into your mind when they are unwanted? How many of these thoughts are negative? How many of these thoughts, if they were realized, made real in front of you, would frighten you? Well, imagine that, but multiplied by many, many times. Imagine that in an environment where every thought has the ability to actually form around you and takes on a type of external existence. Imagine what it would be like to be confronted by that every day. Now, probably those negative thoughts you have are not too often, but what would it be like if you lived a life full of pain, perhaps where you hurt other people on a regular basis, where your thoughts were not turned towards the light, towards helping others, towards altruism? Well, how much worse would that be when your uncontrolled thoughts of darkness manifest themselves in front of you? If that isn't hell, I don't know what is. But remember, the opposite is also true. Thoughts of light, of love, of beauty, of love, these also manifest. What is that if not heaven? Thank you for your patience. I hope that helps. With my blessings.